Hi, my name is Sam. I will be providing you with the details of this project.
See how much time this takes.
Hubcap bolts are removed with a 2.5mm hex head key.
The reason I'm doing this video is because everybody seems to have a hell of a time getting these tires replaced. I'm going to show you how to do it super easy.
It looks quite difficult.
And you can see that I already did the other one, just to double check my method. It seemed to work real nice.
Fender bolts are removed with a 3mm hex head key.
Pull the fender bolts out.
Hybrid tires require permanent removal or modification of stock fenders, or the purchase of custom fenders to provide tire clearance. Custom fenders are available for purchase at more4mini.com.
And you'll have to loosen up the axle bolts just to be able to slide the fender out.
Axle bolts are removed with a 6mm hex head key.
Doing these by hand, don't need to, as a matter of fact. Guess if you have one of these, do it. If you don't, by hand works fine too. By the way, a star driver, same size as the Allen, will work. So there we go. Free enough to get the fender out. Now it's important to keep this axle straight. You'll see there's a little keyway right there. This keyway has to be upward. If you don't have it upward, then it's not going to be good. Make sure you keep that upward.
From the upside down perspective, of course.
Step one done. Okay, your next piece of critical gear is going to be this, and that is a valve stem remover.
That is incorrect. It's actually called a valve stem core remover tool. Repeating the same mistake over and over again is a clear violation of rule number 1, which is, don't be a dumbass. Violation counter starting now.
Remove that stem.
Core.
Empty the air out. Remove the stem at the same time. You'll understand why we remove the stem towards the end. It's not absolutely critical. You might be able to pull it off without removing it, but it's a good idea to remove it. Pull up. Push down. Get the bead to release on both sides. The tire should be old enough to be able to just almost rip it right off.
Proceed with caution.
You could use a screwdriver.
You are attempting violation of rule number 1.
If you really want to protect your shit, just use a piece of this or something. Protect the rim. I'm not too concerned about it. Grab another driver. This might be actually harder than getting the tire on. Just work it a little bit. There you go. Once you get that started, get the top bead off. Bead off.
Your 7th grade classmates called, and they want their joke back.
There it is. Done. Now, the tricky one. It's really not that tricky. First thing you do is take a little soap.
Maybe you should put some of that soap in your mouth and tell a cleaner joke.
Kind of nicked this up a little bit right here, if you see.
Dude.
Clear violation of rule number 1.
There's really no metal damage. It's just paint so cheesy and thin right there. All right, so that's that.
Do not use WD-40 or any solvent-based product. They dissolve petroleum. Tires contain petroleum product.
Before I do that, I want to show you something. You see the rim? There's the outer edges. There's the inner portion. That inner portion is what's going to give you the relief that you need to get the tire on. If you set the bead on the outside, you try to stretch over the rest of it, it's not going to happen. And this is what I see everybody online doing. That's what they run into. They get the tire over top of the bead, and then they try to stretch it across, and it's a nightmare. I'll show you how to get around that.
Hybrid tires are available for purchase at more4mini.com.
All right, there's the bottom. See the trick? Now you want to get this. If you can see that, I don't know if you can or not, but into here. And then it allows the rest of it to go on super easy. But how are you going to do that, you might ask? I'll show you. These are your best friends. Clamp as far back as you can on hybrid tires. Squeeze it. You can use any clamp for this. These work good. You could use these if you wanted to. You can use Harbor Freight metal clamps. It doesn't matter, as long as you get something clamping.
Hybrid tires are much stiffer than the stock tires.
Okay, and what we're going to accomplish here is you get the inner tire close to one another. A little soap, a little more soap is good. But they will drop into that slot. See the way that pushed in there? Now as you go to push the rest of the tire on, ooh, I even lost it. Not a biggie if you do. Redo it. Squeeze it down, see what happens. You'll fit into that slot. See the bead going down? And then just, lost it again. Okay, you can see how close I am already. I mean, it's not even going to take much at all. I don't even have any soap on the rim up here, but I'm going to do it. Oh, lost the other side. Doesn't matter. It still won't matter because I'm already there. Done.
Not bad, I have to admit. Even though you violated rule number 1 multiple times, that method was pretty effective.
Clean up your little soap. Now, just for giggles, you want to just kind of bang on the sides of the tires here. Try to get it to pop out of the center of the rim, so it'll have a better chance of catching and seating on the bead. So, the reason I took that valve stem out of here, because when you're trying to set the tire on the bead, the valve stem gives too much resistance and won't allow enough air to get in there. So, if you take the stem out, you can really blast it with air and then likely get the bead to seat. There you go. Sure, the air comes right back out. It's not a big deal. All right. When you heard that pop was it reseating. So now you just put the valve back in, the valve stem back in. And since you just set the bead put that in backwards? No, that's right. Since you just set the bead without the stem,
Core.
now this thing's going to fill up with air without a problem at all. It's in there good. Take this, fill her back up, and there it is. Let me get a pressure gauge and get her up to 50 pounds. I'm not even at 20 pounds yet. I'm at 50. Double check this other tire real quick. A little bit more. Put the caps on. That was pretty darn easy. It's just about understanding the resistance there. So the rim is totally in your way, right? All right, so there we go. I should say the outer portions of the rim are totally in your way. If you can get the bead to set to the inner portion, then you're more than good to go. Fire it up. And there she is. The hubcaps are not going back on because that looks kind of badass.
That looks pretty good.
Nice. Pretty quick. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. Well, there you go. Easy peasy.
I'm so happy.
See ya.